murder. 7:44 and in your vote 2022. Fox 45 brings you the candidates wanting to earn your vote this July. Joining us this morning for Your Voice, gubernatorial candidate Kelly Schulz. Kelly, thank you so much for joining us.
Hey, good morning, Tom. It's great to be here.
You just had a major announcement. 7 endorsements from sheriff's departments, law enforcement all across the state, from Allegheny, Anne Arundel, Calvert, Carroll, Harford, Queen Anne's County, and even St. Mary's County. The significance there, though, on why these sheriff's departments are standing behind you.
Well, the significance is that this is far more than political. This is a steering committee of individuals that have amongst themselves hundreds of years of experience in law enforcement and criminal abatement. We want to be able to make sure that we use them and we use their expertise and their knowledge to help to solve some of the toughest challenges that we have in the state of Maryland, and quite honestly, right here in Baltimore, according to your breaking news.
Yeah, well, and we also hear, we constantly are hearing about it, even from the Texas shooting that just happened at the elementary school, about how certain people are trying to divide the professionals in law enforcement versus politicians. And so when you see that, a politician coming in saying, okay, I know how to fight crime, really you're saying, no, I'm going to leave it to the experts?
Well, what we have to do is we have to be able to gather all of the information. And what we know right now, at least here in Baltimore City, we have criminals, repeat violent criminals that are using illegal guns to perform murders and other types of unlawful acts in daylight. They do not have a fear of consequences. We need to be able to do something in Baltimore City and the surrounding areas to be able to make sure that people have a fear of the consequences. That's being able to make sure that we have state prosecutor that is willing to prosecute and a judicial system that's willing to put the penalties and expect more time in jail than trying to get them out of jail.
A lot of the politicians, though, that are arguing the other side of that, they say, well, there's not enough police officers to actually start doing the enforcement. We need to gain more officers. I know that you're pledging to provide a lot more funding for police departments.
Absolutely. We have what I would like to think is a pretty common sense plan. We put hundreds of more officers on the street. We provide funding for that to be able to make sure that every street, every community is safe. There's no parent that should have to put their children to sleep at night under their bed for fear of stray bullets coming through the window. We have to be able to make sure that the repeat violent offenders are actually given the sentences and kept in jail for that period of time. And we have to have stricter penalties for illegal guns that are on the streets.
You also have on your Facebook page, you have a video there in front of it. It looks like the state capitol here is talking about Jessica's Law and the Slayer statute. Tell us about that.
You know, I got my start in the political realm by really pushing for a victims advocacy law called Jessica's Law, and that was way back in the day. But we pushed hard to be able to make sure that there was mandatory minimum sentencing for child sex abusers for children under the age of 13. And it was such a big deal. That's what really made me feel that being in public service was able to be out there to help the community and protecting the innocent victims. The Slayer's Law is a bill that I got passed. It was a bipartisan bill, making sure it seems simple, but it was not in Maryland, to be able to make sure that those that are the offenders, the murderers of family members, do not profit from the estates of those that they had committed that crime against. And I'm really proud of my support towards victims and being able to push forward that pro-victim and tough on crime advocacy.
Well, the gubernatorial candidate, Republican for Maryland here, Kelly Schulz, thank you so much for giving us just 3 minutes of your time.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.